So the first thing I'm going to do is share my screen with you so you can see what handout I would normally be handing out to all of you. And I will place the link to the PDF in the chat. One moment. Let me share the screen first so you can see what we're talking about. So hopefully everyone can see a Word document at this point. And this is the handout that I would normally print out and share with everybody. This handout is downloadable from my website as a PDF, and it's pretty much updated and good to go. We're going to go through essentially this workshop. I might skip around a little bit. I might save some of the tricks, the sample tricks or demonstrations till the end. We may or may not go through some of the 4-club spin control ideas that are on the backside. And then, of course, the last thing I want you to see is all the recommendations and links to Luke's original content, Luke's book, which is sold by Gandini Press. And then, of course, the link to the feedback, which you can also just you could type in or copy. So I also added a easy to remember 1, 2, 3 pyramid structure after the workshop at EJC this summer, and we'll get to that in its due time. Otherwise, I want to make sure that everyone can hear me okay, and I'm going to step away and make sure you can hear me at a distance as well. So mic check 1, 2. Can everybody hear me at this distance and see me at this distance? You can put it in the chat, or you can give me a thumbs up on your reactions, right? If you look at the reactions at the bottom, pretty far away, not so much. Okay, good to know. I'll have to either speak up or make sure. Yeah, I'm in my current classroom, which I've emptied and I'm preparing to move. So the echoing is weird, and I want to make sure I had the height, basically. I understand that many of you may not have the height where you're at to do triple spins and so forth, but we'll try our best and we'll move through those sections a little bit quicker, and then we'll get to some of the other lower spin control exercises. I'll be putting you through segments at about 2-minute increments. And if you say, hey, I want a little bit more than that, can we do another 2 minutes of that? All you gotta do is put it in the chat, and I'll ask everybody, and we'll see if everybody wants to do that. Similarly, if you want to ask for feedback, you could type in the chat, and then I'll maybe I'll either look at your screen, or I might spotlight your screen so I can view it a little bigger and give you feedback on your technique in that sense. I know that's a little more kind of out there. Normally in a workshop, I'd be walking around and privately, one-on-one, giving feedback. But if you want individual feedback, it'll be a little bit more public in this case. So let's see here. I want to go back to the screen sharing, or you can kind of read the intro.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to check one more thing. Close that. All right, let's give it a shot. So,
thank you.
There's the intro. Before Luke passed away in 2012, he and I had known each other for about 9 years. We met in 2003 at the EJC in Svendborg, Denmark, and he actually taught this workshop there in front of a gym of about 800 people. I remember it maxed the main gym at the EJC. And at that point in 2003, I really didn't have a lot of club skills. I hadn't really worked on it as I had with balls or Diablo. So I was in his workshop for 5 minutes and looked around, and it was like, I can't. I'm way over my head. And I didn't even stick around to take notes, unfortunately. But over the years, he and I started running into each other more and more at festivals, performing together in Scotland, rooming together at different places. Netherlands. And so more and more I began to kind of take in what he was teaching in his workshops. And he never really recorded his workshops or wrote them down per se. He had his own notes, but even when he was teaching at Circa Media or Circor, he never really had workshops recorded. So after he passed away, I went to Eric Obedy and Jay Gilligan and said, hey, I have this idea of kind of pedagogically reconstituting his teachings from all the notes that his students took, both at Circuit School and in the workshops that he taught at juggling festivals. And Lana Bolin, Aaron Sparks, and some other people really gave us a lot of their notes. They had almost taken notes word for word. And so we were able to kind of put something together that is very similar to what he taught, as far as I can tell from everybody I've talked to who knew him and who took his workshop. So as the saying goes, if you like anything today, that's the content, that's Luke. If you don't like anything today, that's probably me. And I apologize in advance. But I want to teach it the way he taught it, with crisp timing and an attention to detail. So first things first, we're going to talk about basic identification of your own personal height and spin throws. Single, double, triple. I'm going to jump past this part with half spins and oh-shits and slapbacks and go to this part right here, fundamental techniques. So your first challenge, your first exercise for 2 minutes is to throw 20 singles in a row, then 20 doubles in a row, and then 20 triples in a row. And of course, if you get to like throw number 13 and you drop, just pick it up and go 14, 15, 16, and finish it out. You don't have to start back at 1. So here we go. 20 singles, 20 doubles, and 20 triples starting now. I'm going to unshare and go to gallery view so I can kind of check everybody out. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let me check my time. Still got plenty of time, 50 seconds. Jimmy says it's tough. Yes, yes. I do this actually at the start of every practice. When I switch to clubs, before I try any tricks or techniques, I do this at least, at the very least. And oftentimes I'll do a lot of the other exercises we're about to do. So just 20, 20, 20. Without stop. For me, you can see I can do it without stopping. I also want to do it without moving my feet. I want to do it without getting any wrong end catches. That gives me a really good notion of what my single, double, and triple height is. Yeah, I've seen really good club jugglers just struggle with that. Does it again. There we go. When you hear that, that's your time. Come on back to the screen real quick. All right. So, questions about this first exercise? Would anybody like another 2 minutes? All right. If I don't see massive hands, if I don't see massive, like a call for something, we will move on to the next step. Let me check chat just to make sure. Not 20, 20 in each hand, 20 throws total, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. So single, double, triple, or 1, 2, 3, as it's listed on the handout. So next up, we're still going to keep our single, double, triple exercises going. And in this case, give me 1 second. I'm cutting over. I'm not going to share it, but I'm just going to cut it and paste it into the document. Is now a 6-throw sequence of single, double, triple, double, triple, single. Or as the numbers go, and you want it, this 1, 2, 3 counting system is going to start to build on itself. So now we just did 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1. And you notice it goes around and you would have another 1 in front. If you want to keep it going for 20 cycles, which is the challenge, single, double, triple, double, triple, single. Now I'm back to the same side. It is asymmetrical. So you're going to be working one side more. If you want to start with the other hand first, then it'll work the other side on the various heights. single, double, triple, double, triple, single. Once again, right again. Single, double, triple. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes with that. And Kevin's writing it in prose, thank you. So 6 throws. I'm gonna start my timer. Start, 2 minutes. So I'm taking a break from mine, and once again, if anybody has a question or wants feedback on their technique, I'm going to take the rest of the 2 minutes, and I'll be monitoring the chat and watching the screens. Yeah, I wrote the numbers once again in the chat. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1. 6 throws, and then you're back to start again. There's a time again. Quick stop. There we go. So, logical extension, moving on to the third exercise and challenge, and that is 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. Essentially, you have 3 throws, and each time you're starting with a different spin level. The first 1, 2, 3, you start with a single. Then 2, 3, 1, you're starting with a double. And then the last sequence of 3, you start with the triple, 3, 1, 2. And once again, I'm going to cut and paste it into the document. Now this one is 9 throws, and so it is once again going to go back to being symmetrical. So you can run it, and it will work both sides equally. Let me cut it and paste it. So now it is 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, which you already did. You already did those 6 throws, and then 3, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3. If I'm starting with my right hand, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. And then it starts on this side. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. So if you get through it 2 times, essentially 18 throws, you'll have covered both hands equally. Once again, it's super tough. I count it out to myself. I actually think out loud. I count it out loud. That helps me a lot. Some people might have problems counting out loud. That just remembering the 9 digits in their proper order can be a challenge. It took me a while. But this is the third exercise. Let's give it a try. And before I let you go, let me say also, if already you say to yourself, wait a minute, I could barely do triples. How am I going to do all this? Then just go back to 20, 20, 20 and keep working your singles, doubles, and triples. Every little bit is going to pay off, but you have to decide what exercises are going to work for you and what exercises are not going to work for you if you're already in too far. So here is exercise number 3, 9 digits, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 2 minutes starting now. Richard, to answer your question, no, he did not. Site swap existed long before Luke came up with this. In fact, as we go further in, you're going to see he used numbers like a 0 to mean different things than what it would mean in site swap. The 0 in site swap is an empty hand. A 0 in Luke's system is essentially a flat with 0 rotation, right? Whereas a 1 is a single spin, and there's your time. All right, welcome back. So I think Kevin made me the host or made me a co-host at this point. Kevin or Jeremiah or Morgan.
Confirmed.
You're good to go.
Well, I could unmute everyone if I so chose, yes?
You are the sensei.
Thanks, y'all. All right, so let's take a break before we move on. Let me check my participants list. Unmuting all. Mute yourself manually still, of course. Does anybody have any comments or reactions to what's happened so far? Struggles, revelations.
Matt, just everybody, I went to your workshop in January. I couldn't
It's like in theory.
grow, and there's a disclosure up there. I did my first lot of 20 during this workshop. So yeah, it's a great one. Thank you, my brother. Much appreciated.
Adrian, good to see you again. Okay, I'm out. Mute everybody, and then unmute yourself. If you
Oye,
wish.
Mike, ¿para qué te pones el tapabocas ahora? ¿Ahora para salir?
Yeah, Matt, you'll want to remute everyone and just ask them to unmute when they have a question.
Yeah, that was me. I thought it would work. I didn't know actually how many people are actually near their computers or participating. I can see, I see now it's a lot of non-video, just pictures and images. So we don't know if people are near or next. Anyway, so back to the chat and questions. Richard, did that answer your question about Luke Wilson creating this system? Richard, are you there? Oh, okay. Maybe your mic's not working. That's fine. So this exercise scales up to the ultimate challenge, which is what Luke would actually have his students at circus school do. And I'm going to cut and paste, or actually what I'm going to do actually is show you the full pyramid sequence. And I'm going to screen share. It's, I think, more memorizable, more memorable if you see it this way. One moment. And Richard, I'll get to your question. So here's the handout again, and I'm going to the backside. There's the full structure where it increases and decreases by one throw with each spin, single spin being the primary number, and then it drops down until the next sequence, in this case, a triple becomes primary. And you can basically see it like so. That entire pyramid structure, starting on a single spin and ending on a single spin, works one side. If you get through all of it, you will have worked one side properly. You have to get through it twice to have worked both sides evenly. To this day, 2 years later, I've only made it through a couple times, both sides without moving my feet, wrong hand catch, dropping. It's just mentally, you do it again and again and again, think, oh, and sometimes you forget, oh, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then it decreases by 1. You take off the primary single spin and it goes 2, 3. And then you use the last spin by itself. And then you use that spin to build up the next pyramid. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. Double becomes the final pyramid. 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 1. It decreases and it's back down to the first row. So you would finish the final one and then go back up to the top and throw another single. So you would have two singles right next to each other. That's the only time you have the two singles really next to each other, except for at the very start. So just for chuckles, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to give this a try. And I'm going to leave this up in its screen sharing form. So give it a shot. First time I got through it even on one side, I was super stoked. And getting through both sides is like, yay, it's mental. Some of his students said that when Luke was in a crabby mood, or if they weren't focusing on the task at hand, he'd make them do it all in back crosses, which I think is awesome. So everyone, this is the full structure. Give it a shot. 2 minutes starting now. And I'll monitor the chat. Archie, I see you had a question. That was, what's the highest amount of spins done on purpose in a serious juggling trick? The answer depends on the trick. A lot of times, even in 3-club juggling, there's a trick called Ignitovs where you throw one high and then do something with 2 other clubs. And a lot of times that high throw is a triple at the very least, or a quad, or even a quintuple spin, because you need enough time to do different things underneath it. Like I would throw a quad, reverse spin, double spin, 1 club, regular double spin the other club, catch them, then pirouette before the high club came down. So there's plenty of things you can do with high throws. And then when you get into 4 and 5 club tricks, obviously that's going to be, you're going to need to be able to throw at least triples and quads, I think. Yeah, Jimmy's got a good point. I do Ignitovs and quads, and Ignitov doubles up with quints. Yeah, exactly. And Bob, I saw you had a question. I want to make sure. Do some of these exercises in sequence, that is one after the other. And yeah, I usually do. For me, I usually just go the 20 throws of single, 20 throws of double, 20 throws of triple. Then I'll do 1, 2, 3, just that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll do that exercise, which was the second exercise we did. And then I will do the full pyramid with, I think it has 19 throws, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It has 25 throws in it, 25 digits to remember. And I'll just do that one. Those are the 3 I do every practice without fail, and it really helps. So I'm going to stop share. Come on back, everyone. So we've worked on our singles and our doubles and our triples. Now we're going to work our way downwards. And in this case, we would call them, Luke never put a digit to them like 0.5, but I, for the purpose of my workshop and for adding to his, what he taught, I call it 0.5s or half spins, right? So a proper half spin technique is going to be, regular spin is going to have some wrist and thumb on it. A half spin is going to be very much more the forearm, not so much the thumb or the wrist. You know, more forearm, and just gently, one more time, just very kind of tight wrist, but you're definitely using the forearm. That's how to create a half spin. So in this case, your first challenge is to juggle a cascade on half spins and half spins alone. So once again, that's also going to mean you're going to have to get used to throwing a half spin from the club head position, throwing back to the handle. It will feel different because the weight is totally different. So half spin to club head and half spin to the handle. And what that's going to look like, singles and then halves. Once again from the side, singles, halves, or 0.5s as we call it. So 2 minutes on the half spin cascade, or 0.5 cascade. Lots of juggling, hopefully not too much of me talking. Once again, if people have questions or need feedback, all you gotta do is memory, nice. Yeah, half skate, very nice. I actually like that. Yeah, a lot of elbow and forearm, not a lot of wrist, no thumb. Try and get them as lofty as you can. Where's Marvin? Marvin would have, I think, good feedback, I think, for folks. Marvin's a spin master. Another 20 seconds. Oops. Everybody come on back. One sec, I'm replacing my power cord. Make sure I don't run out. So once again, before we move on to our next exercise, any questions or clarifications? Jimmy says it wears out his forearms. Get ready, brother. We're gonna add to that. And no mercy. Luke had no mercy, man. He would just be like, let's go, do it, next. All right, so we need to add one more spin control throw to our repertoire before we start making combinations and start actually playing with the technique. And that is a zero or a flat throw. So once again, elbow for sure, and then you need a supple wrist. You need that loose wrist because you're coming up and at all times you want the club to be flat. Wes Peden taught me how to do flats in Vegas at the first WGF in 2004. And I still remember that he said, essentially, you want to know your club's balance point and then push up through that vector of the balance point. Essentially, a perfect flat throw is going to have this force vector against this club. The minute the club changes because of your wrist, you're not going to get a perfect flat. You may still throw flat, but it'll be in this air like this or like that. And if you don't get the right balance point through which to put your force vector, it's going to move. If I'm too low and I push up too hard, I'm going to get that. If I'm up here, I'm going to get this. When you get really, really good at it, you can, of course, catch the club in any area and still make a good throw, make a good flat. But at the very beginning, if you're just starting out, you really want to know, okay, where's the best grip? You don't want to start out learning them down here because you'll learn bad habits. You'll wear out your wrists. You want to be, for me, I know that on Henry's Circus, the tape is close to where I want to be. And I want to put my hand, and then as I bring my arm up through, I'm keeping the wrist parallel to the floor, and I want to keep pushing up through it. I'm not necessarily sliding my finger. Some people say slide your finger along the dowel of the club or the handle of the club. I don't do that, but I am trying to keep the club in a flat as long as I can and push up through the force vector. Boom, through the balance point. So you could sit there and singles, halves, and flats. Again, see if I get this right. Singles, halves, and flats. once again, if this is new technique, is this a tough technique? Just work on maybe throwing 1 or 2. But right now for 2 minutes, flat throw challenge, flat throw technique. For those of you who say, yeah, I got flats, no problem. All right, Mills mess, Boston mess, all in flats. Do that, 2 minutes. Eli, the Mills looks good. How about Boston's mess? Can spin go negative? Yes, Archie. In fact, Luke had another pyramid, which instead of being 1, 2, 3, was 1, 0, -1. I didn't add it to the handout because I didn't master it, and he used it occasionally, but it's still the exact same pyramid and same. You could do everything we've done with single, double, triple with single spin, flat, reverse single spin, which is -1. So you could go 1, 0, -1, and then play with those 3 digits in the pyramid format. So 1, I'm gonna type in the chat. 1 single spin, 0 is flat, -1 reverse single spin. And you could do every exercise we've done with 1, 2, 3 with 1, 0, -1. 20 seconds left on your flat practice. Is there a link to the handout? Yes, 1 moment. Sean, give me 2 seconds. All right, everyone come on back. So we're almost exactly 30 minutes in for our mental health, right? And to more fully actualize our learning, let's take a moment, put down your clubs, sit or stand in a way that is comfortable for you and that your chest and abdomen is kind of not bent forward and slouched or hunched, but I'm sitting at my chair and I'm sitting straight up. All right, I'm a Japanese teacher, so we're gonna do the most basic, fundamental Zen meditation that I know after living and working there for 20 plus years. Principle number 1, body awareness, right? I'm sitting in such a way that I can breathe naturally and fully. Body awareness also meaning, where's the stress? Am I clenching the jaw? I've been practicing, I wanna learn. Oh, the stress, gritting my teeth. Relax the jaw, relax the neck. Principle 2, closing your eyes, reducing stimulus, turning out the world. Right? You're probably safe at home, so you're in a good place. You can close your eyes, you're safe. 1, breath awareness, breath control. In through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. Out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause. In through the nose again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue at your own pace. All right, everybody, that was 1 minute exactly. How you doing? You ready to continue? If so, give me a thumbs up, give me a little reaction, give me something. Who's ready for the real stuff? This was just a warm up. First 30 minutes, just a warm up. Now it's about to get real. So, the most fun, I'm gonna give you a couple more exercises with just half spin and flats, and then we're gonna start in some of his most fundamental techniques. But first one is just very simple. It combines both half spins and flats. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a cascade in flats. Then I'm going to throw half spins, so to just 3 half spins, so that now I'm in this position, and I'm now going to throw flats from this position, and then throw 3 half spins to go back to flats regular. You can do that very quickly on a count of 3 every time, or you can take your time and do it. So I'm going to sit here and go flats, half, 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 flats, half, 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 flats, half, 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 flat, 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 half, 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 flat, 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 half, 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 flat, 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 half, 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 flat, flat, flat. You pick your speed of pace, pick your poison, but essentially flat cascade, half spin to reverse flat cascade, and half spin back to regular flat cascade. See how quickly you can switch from one to the other. That's your challenge, 2 minutes. Watermelony, is your name? Maybe we've met, I just don't recognize the name. The shirt, yes, is Juggle Lab. My wife gave it to me, and I always try and wear something with hers when I perform. Oh, there you go, Melanie Webster. Okay, great. So yeah, my wife gave this to me for Christmas. I performed in it like at Game of Thrones last year, and this is just awesome. Obviously, this guy is like my best friend for the last 25 years. And Jennifer, thank you for your comment as well. I appreciate that. Flat, 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 half, half, half. That's gonna feel weird. Or if you've never done a flat cascade that is reversed, right? A reverse flat cascade. Good news is we're doing flats and halves for the remainder of this. We may get up to doubles, but if you've got a low ceiling, we can at least accommodate most of what you can do in your own home. Simon, good to see you, by the way. You're looking good, baby. My man. Yeah, you could do 3 throws of each, like flat, 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 half, 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 reverse flat, flat, half, half, half. Melanie's looking good. How you doing, Jimmy? How those wrists? How those forearms? I told you. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Come on back. New technique. Here we go. So I'm going to share the document with you once again, show you where we're at. 2 seconds here. That's right there. And share. Boom. So we are now back at the top. And we talked about half spins, flats. I want to talk now about ways of correction that don't involve spin control in terms of throwing a half or 1.5, but how to correct it in your hand before you make the next throw. And there are 2 ways. One is the O-shit, and the other is a slap back. And those definitions are placed there. So an O-shit, you see the club coming in, and you go, ah, crap, I caught it like this. So you could throw it from that position, throw it as a half or a 1.5, but that might draw attention to the error if you're trying to just maintain a single spin cascade. On the other hand, if I correct it in my hand before I make the next throw, then I can go back to throwing a regular single spin or doubles or whatever. People do this in 5-club cascades all the time. So let's talk about how to do it. I'm going to catch it. If I catch it wrong end, you're usually going to catch it in the fattest part. And everything I want to do, I'm not throwing it as a mini throw. I'm not like going up, down, and throwing it and then getting ready. The minute, wherever I catch it, as I drop my arm to get ready for the next throw, I'm already using that momentum of dropping my arm and my thumb to press down. And now the arm is further down and ready to make a full throw. You can't do these in a 5-club cascade if you catch it and then go and drop. The movement must always be downward and accommodating wherever you caught it. If I caught it way up here, as I go down, I drop it down into my hand as my hand is dropping to my hip or to my thigh. So a lot of that is thumb. I can just, I'm gonna go, I can create a really fast spin with just my thumb and my wrist and make it really quick.
Matt, can you turn off your screen share?
Yeah, let me do that again. I just realized I was doing that. Thanks. So, once again, here, wherever I caught it, I'm gonna drop it down. It has to be really fast, pop. I'm not catching it and then, I could do a reverse oh shit. Like if I catch one here, I could go like that and make this is what's called a reverse oh shit. But this is a regular oh shit where it drops back to normal. I'm gonna go higher. And then I can throw regular from there. I catch up here, drop down, pop. So with one club, take one club and you throw, catch half, drop, throw a half, catch drop, throw a half, catch high, drop low, catch it a little high, drop it low, and throw halves. Test with that. Would a reverse oh shit be oh food? Nice. From Natan, hey Matt, I'm able to do a cascade with oh shits with 1.5, but not halves. I feel you, brother. I learned it first with 1.5 because it's a much slower process. Oops. That's a much higher throw with more time in the air. Your oh-shits are gonna have to be much quicker and your half spins will have to be a little bit more floaty to get the half spin. So here I am, single spin, half spin, and I'm really slowing down the spin of the half spins, and I'm making very quick oh shit adjustments as I drop my arm all the way almost to my thigh. Which leads us to our next challenge, which is half spin, cascade, full oh shits. 2 minutes. And once again, for those of you who are feeling extra spicy, half spin, cascade, Mills mess with oh shits. See if I can still do that one. Almost. Weak. Half spin Mills mess with oh shits. Extra spicy. Let me check our time. Oh, plenty of time, 45 seconds. Once again, let me know if you have questions. We need clarifications. All right. 2 minutes are up. Come on back. Our final, I would say, new technique today, or that we want to add to, is another form of club correction, if in case you catch it wrong. We've caught it wrong, and we did an oh shit, but the process by which you spot the club in the air and know that it's going to land wrong also avails of you one more technique, which is the slap back. As I reach my hand up to get the club, I don't have to catch it and oh shit it. I could also, as the club comes in, slap it, and it immediately falls back to my hand like so. Give me 1 second. So in this case, the club is coming in, it's coming into me, and I want to line up my hand with the fattest part. I don't want to be like this or any other way, but maximum number of fingers hitting the widest part of the club to get a good slap back. So I'm going to throw a half, very natural, half, slap it back. And that motion of it being slapped back and falling to the hand, I use that motion to get ready on the downswing so I can make another throw. One club exercise. Play with that for 30 seconds. Give it a good slap. You're just giving it like a quarter turn. It's not even a half turn. It's just coming back. The minute I slap, I also change my grip to that so that it will slap into my hand, into the knob. Again, slap, change. So, next up, your challenge. Guess what? Cascade on singles, slap back, cascade. Side, singles, throw a half, start. Again, if you're thinking, I got that, one hand exclusively slapbacks, the other hand exclusively oh shits. It's weird. It's a brain teaser. Oops, nope. It's been a while since I've done that one. Check. I'm gonna have to get back to that one. Tough, tough, tough. Yeah, Stefan says a good one. Slap, slap, slap. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Yeah, half, 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 flat, flat, flat. In mess. Hey, brother, if you can pull that right now, let's spotlight you, man. We'll find Steven. Where's Mr. Schaefer? Nope. Just a thought. Oh yeah, there's more. Go back to mine. That might work. That was it for a second. Three. There it is. Running it. Woo! Woo! Super fun. God, it's been so long since I've done that one. That was super fun. Gotta have goals. Yes, indeed. Take my time. While we're here, one more for you. Continuous flat throws with continuous oh shits. It will reverse every time. It's a super fun trick acoustically and visually. That's all right, let's try it. I'm gonna lower that so you can see what's going on. There we go. Continuous flats, solid flats with solid oh shits. There's your time. So, everybody come on back. Want to hit you with two final exercises in our last 6 minutes or so. One of them is the classic, the Luke Wilson exercise. And it is only 5 throws long. It is on the sheet. I'm going to share it with you briefly and cut and paste. Actually, I'll just cut and paste it. That'll be a little quicker. Where'd it go? There it is. Luke wanted to make the simplest and shortest sequence of throws where the clubs change size, in which a club would not do the same thing twice in a row. And that is this sequence. Flat, half full, half flat. All right, Jimmy wrote it in. Thank you, sir. Or single, half flat, half single. It's 5 throws long. If you do 15 throws or 3 cycles of it, you've worked one side. And then if you do another 15 throws, you've worked the other side. And this is how it goes. I'm gonna I don't think I'm sharing, I'm good. Here we go. I always say it out loud. I don't think I've ever done it quiet. Flat, half full, half flat. Oh, really? Mistake. Flat, half full, half flat. 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 One correction at the very end. My 30th throw. Flat, half full, half flat. Once again, my challenge to you right now in the next 2 minutes is see if you can get 5. So just the sequence. Flat, half full, half flat. And remember, the next cycle, flat, will start with another flat, but one of your flats is going to be regular, and one of your flats will be like this. That's what messes with people's brains, besides the chore of having to remember the cycle and the sequence. Be ready. Here we go. 2 minutes, and then we're just about done. Kevin, I'm looking pretty good for right at 4:30. I agree, Mr. Laguna. 5 stars for the Club Fest. Absolutely. So Cooper, welcome. We're finishing up my Spin Control by Luke Wilson workshop, and then at 4:30, Kevin's going to take over and get you to the next item. All right, everybody come on back for your final exercises. Here we go, here we go. And I throw this in because you always want to add on. I mean, Luke's teachings, Luke's techniques are what we have covered for the last 50 or so minutes. But Eric and Jay, of course, said, hey, Matt, when are you going to bring something to the table? And I actually did come up with something that is a spin control exercises that uses all of our spins, and it also works on your oh shits as well. And it is simply, I'm going to type it in the chat. It's 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2. And on the 0.5s and the 1.5s, you'll be correcting with oh shits. And so you'll get a two-handed oh shit workout on the right, and then two-handed oh shit workout on the left. And it looks like this. It's actually got a fun rhythm as well. I do a flat, and then a half, and then a full, and then a 1.5, and then a double. So it really builds up. It gives you a good kind of taste of what your 1.5s look like, and comparing that to a double, and comparing that to a single. And you notice I was getting, every time the half landed here, I would oh shit it, and then the very next throw that lands is an oh shit as well. So one hand oh shits twice, then the other hand oh shits twice. And that's 5 throws. I copied Luke's flat, half full, half flat, and I just tweaked it for taller throws, 1.5 spin and a double spin. So all of that's on the worksheet. In fact, let me just make sure. I'm going to screen share for 30 seconds, and then we got to call it. So mine is right there under extensions. So you can see that 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, and 2. And then the very next paragraph all talks about 4 club extensions, which are insane, and they're awesome. But that's for another workshop. Everyone, thank you again. This is the first time I've ever taught it in digital format. It felt good. You guys were great students. I couldn't ask for better. Thank you so much for your time today.
Excellent workshop. Thank you so much, Juggle Sensei Matt Hall. Let's throw up some spirit fingers.
4:29 and 50 seconds, Kevin. How'd I do?
Yes, that is what I live for. Perfect punctuality. Oh,
APT.
Yeah, throw up some love for the Juggle Sensei Matt Hall. Throw some love in the chat. Move around in the Zoom. Show him your appreciation.
Yeah, I'd love to get your feedback. The link to my feedback form is on the handout on the PDF. I'll put the link to the PDF in one more time. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, Kevin, I cut you off here.
You're quite all right. No problem. He's throwing up the link to the PDF. Matt always has supplemental materials, printouts for his workshops, and is a good way. You should model his instruction style if you want to make better workshops. Matt, do you have any kind of a tip jar or anything in particular you want to promote?
No, thanks for offering. Thanks for asking. But no, I'm fine. Money-wise, it's all good. Life is good. Just here to do it for love.
Awesome. We appreciate that.
There's the link as well.
Nice. Check out that link, Spin Control PDF. Thanks again, Matt. We appreciate
Thanks.
you so much.
The school security is about to kick me out of my classroom. 'Cause I'm here. I'm not supposed
Perfect
to.
timing. Thank
See you
them
guys.
for us. Peace.
Peace.
Instead of vomiting you all with 10 links, 20 links, I'm just going to put in the master link document. This has all the links, including a tip page. So please donate to the event if you can. We're moving right to our next workshop, something I'm particularly excited about. The trick Fish Tales has a lot of mystique, a lot of allure, a lot of lore, a lot of mystery. Here to unlock that mystery for us now. Oh, wait, first.